Yasir Qadhi recently did a video about Shia Sunni differences, and he elaborated these differences and went to a great length to describing them. He also wished to see unity among the ranks of Muslims. But the question is that how could this unity be achieved without resorting to secular ideas or without accepting the basic principles of secularism? One of the factors that prompted these different sects of Islam to cast aspersion on one and another is the hegemonic ideology. That is a gift of Maulana Maududi, Dr. Israr Ahmad, Maulana Sayyid Qutb, Maulana Abdul Wahab Najdi. The question is that until and unless Muslim make religion as a private matter of individual, can they really get unity? And don't they have to interpret Islam in a way uh, that they respect each others? So one of the factors as to why Shiite have been singled out by Sunnis because they are in minority. And this is the attitude of all fascist groups all over the world, that they single out minority. This is not confined to Sunnis or Sunni fascist group who are in majority in several parts of the Muslim world. For instance, apply the logic of the Sunnis to their own argument. If they believe that the Shiite do not give due respect to some of the companions of Prophet, then the question arises whether the companions of Prophet are greater or God is greater. If God is greater, then according to many Deobandis and Wahhabis who have written who have written several books or myriads of books against Shiite and against Barelvis as well. So according to Deobandis and Wahhabis, Barelvi commit polytheism. They declare, saints, mystics, and spiritual leaders. They share the authority of these people in the authority of God. So they commit a grave sin. And if we apply the logic of Deobandis and Wahhabi, shirk is the unpardonable sin. But let's say in countries like Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, where there are a lot of Barelvis, in fact, in Pakistan, they constitute an overwhelming majority. And according to Wahhabis and Deobandis, and perhaps Yasir Qadhi as well, it's not appropriate to say, Ya Rasulallah al Madad, Ya Ali al Madad, Ya Ghaus Pak al Madad, Ya Khwaja Gharib Nawaz al Madad. Because Barelvi and Deobandi believe that if you say yeah, it means that somebody is present. That amounts to proving the omnipresence of that person. That amounts to proving that that person is present everywhere. So Barelvi do it openly, and the Deobandis or Wahhabi cannot summon enough courage to say that Barelvi are infidel or kafir, but they do say these things about Shiite because Shiite are in minority, and it is easy to target any minority. This is how fascists act. This is how fascists deal with minorities. This is not confined to only Sunni groups. Like you can see Hitler, he targeted gypsies and Roma people and trade unionist dissenting voices within trade unions. Mussolini did the same thing in Italy. Franco did the same thing in Spain. You can see India, where Muslim constitute a minority of the Indian population, and their RSS and other fascist group, they also try to target them. You can see Muslim fundamentalists in Bangladesh. They are targeting Hindus. They are targeting other sect of Muslim. They are also targeting those people who might be, talking about the rights of transgender. Against this is fascist attitude. You could look at Daesh or Islamic State. They did the same thing with the Yazidi women, with the Barelvis, or those who believed in a mystical brand of Islam or mystical form of Islam, they did the same thing as well there. And they also targeted Shiite in certain areas. And this trend is not confined to Sunni majority countries. In Iran, you can see the Shiite are holding power, so they do not want to give equal rights to the Sunnis. The same could be said about Mahdi militia and other groups in Iraq who did not want to give equal rights to Sunnis after the demise of Saddam Hussein or his execution. So the question is that there will always be problems whenever you try to talk about imposition of any religion. Religion can be accepted by heart, it cannot be imposed. Uh, there might be critics who will argue that relationship between God and heart could be described as religion. What may be in the heart of Yasir Qadhi Saab, nobody knows, and whatever is in the heart of any Shiite scholar, any Deobandi scholar, only God knows about it. So it has to be a private matter. Now the problem is that Muslim from America to Pakistan or Pakistan to the UK, especially mainstream Muslim scholars, they spit venom against secularism. They do not want to keep religion as a private matter, as Maulana Wahiduddin of Markaz Islami of India, the one of the founders, or I think rather the founder of Ar Risala, he said that why can't Muslim be a no problem community? Why can't they live in the societies that have provided them protection, like the Bohris or like the Ismailis, who do not create any problem and just follow the law of the country where they are living? So this hegemonic ideology will always create problem, because whenever you talk about a religious government, there will always be a question: which which sect will rule? For instance, if Dr. Israr talks about caliphate, so what would be the status of the Shiite in that caliphate? He himself he himself heaped eulogies on Maulana Abdul Wahab Najdi. And Maulana Abdul Wahab Najdi, everybody knows what he did with the Barelvis. He also idealized the Tablighi Jamaat, and Tablighi Jamaat does not like Barelvis. They consider many of Tablighi Jamaat people, they would never attend a prayer led by a Barelvi mullah. There could be some exception, but most of the Tablighi, they do not want to lead, they do not want to be the part of a prayer that is led by any Barelvi mullah. The same could be said about Ilyas Qadri. He has gone to the extent of issuing very lethal fatwas, or he has really spitted venom against uh, Deobandis. So uh, the question is that until and unless Muslim consider religion as a private matter of an individual, there cannot be any unity, because they talk about imposition of caliphate, they talk about imposition of Fiqh Jafariya, they talk about imposition of Wahhabi brand of Islam. So wherever there is a concept of imposition, you would need two things. Number one, you need consensus. Number two, you need force. In worldly matter, we can have consensus that education should be accessible to all, education should be free, health should be free, housing should be the responsibility of the government, provision of unemployment should be the responsibility of the government, provision of the basic amenities of life should be the responsibility of the government. But in religious matter, how can we evolve consensus? I mean, for instance, if Barelvi uh, think that it is okay to go to Shrine and seek the help of saint and mystics, if they believe that Muhammad, peace be upon him, had ilmul ghaib, if they believe that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a divine light, and Barelvi and Deobandi and Ahle Hadith and Wahhabi, if they consider it shirk, then according to Deobandi, Wahhabi, and Ahle Hadith, Barelvis, who constitute an overwhelming majority of the Muslim world, or maybe a significant majority of the Muslim world, they would be non Muslim. Similarly, Deobandi do not consider Shiite to be Muslim. The same could be said about Wahhabis, who do not consider Shiite to be Muslim. And the Shiite have their own version. They do not consider Sunnis, in a way, Muslim. They might not say, but this is what they believe. This is what some critics might say that they believe, or some Sunni would say, argue that diehard Shiite mullah would say that Sunni are not Muslim. So until and unless Muslim consider religion as a private matter, there cannot be any unity among their ranks. They will keep on hurling fatwa against one and another. And this may be a good wish of Yasir Qadhi Sahab, and it should be respected. But it's very difficult to do it until we have decided that religion is a private matter of an individual and it has nothing to do with the affairs of a state.